Good morning. I'm going to show you how to make the pen assembly, the pen barrel assembly. First, notice I've got an untitled file there. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Click on save, and I'm going to call this pen barrel full subassembly. A subassembly is just assembly inside another one. So I'm going to click on save. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and edit my pen spring because I made a mistake with my pen spring. So we'll go ahead and open up the pen spring. Okay, there it is. Okay, now I want to go ahead and notice there's three components. There's a spring, spring end 2, spring end 1. I'm going to click on the eyeball to hide the spring 1. Now I'm going to go ahead. I can't really see where the center of those are, so I'm going to click on the origin right there. All right, that opens the origin for one of the springs. And now I'm going to go ahead and for spring end 2, I'm going to show the origin for that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on um, a, assemble, and I'm going to choose joint origin. This is, and then revert position is fine. And I'm going to click on the center of that spring end, and I'm going to click the center, I'll click OK. And I'm going to add another joint origin at the center of that one. What it does is it makes it a little bit easier for me to go ahead and place these. Okay, so now I'm going to click on save. So I'm going to save that. Okay, now notice the spring is not visible. Later on, I can make it visible. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my subassembly. I'll leave this one open. I'm going to click on the X over here just to close it. Give me a little bit more room, a little bit more real estate. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead. Oops, actually, I got to go back to my data panel, and I'm going to add. This is my pen barrel subassembly with all four of the pens. I'm going to right click and choose Insert into Current Design. I'm going to click on X, and I can click on OK. Okay, this view right here looks pretty good. I'm going to click on the zoom window. Just okay, that's good. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the waffle, and I'm going to right click pen spring, and I'm going to go ahead and insert into current design. So we click X here. So what it does is it moves the spring so that the spring is in my current design, which is fine. I'm going to click OK. Now, what I'm going to do is in my pen barrel subassembly, notice we have the pen barrel subassembly and also the pen spring. I'm going to click the arrow to explode the pen barrel subassembly. I'm going to hide the pen barrel. So I'm going to click on the eyeball to hide it. It's not deleted. It's just hidden. Now I'm going to click on joint, and now I'm going to zoom in on the the edge of the spring, and I'm going to click on the snap point in the center that I chose. And I also created a snap point um, inside the pen barrels as well. So I'm going to click that one there if I can get it. There it is, inside the center there. Now notice it moves the pen barrel there. Okay, it looks like, oh, it's what happens is it's hidden inside the actual pen barrel. So I'm going to mouse over the joint that I just made, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose edit joint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and I think that's the Z direction. I'm going to move it out 0.035. Now what that did, you'll notice it went farther in. It didn't go the right direction. So I'm going to make it a negative 0.035. That looks better. We click OK. There we go. Okay, so that looks like it's done. Okay, now I just added the spring for the red barrel. I'm going to have to do the same for all the other two, the black, the blue, and the green ones. So I'm going to click on Show Data Panel, and I'm going to find my spring, pen spring, and I'm going to right-click and insert into current design. Click X, and now I'm going to click OK. Just leave it where it is. I'm going to click on Joint, and I'm going to click on, again, the joint origin that I created. Now I'm going to do it inside the blue one. So I'm going to do the blue one. Okay, now remember for Z, we set it to, what was it, minus 0.035. Okay, that looks good. Click OK. All right, let me mouse over, mouse out. Good, that looks good. Now just so we can check, make sure it looks good. There we go. They look like they're just touching the edge barely, which is fine. Good, so I'm going to click back on the house. All right. Zoom in just a little bit, make it easier to find the, oops, I'm going to rotate around. I want to do the green one now. Oh, let me keep going around. I want to be able to see the green one. That looks good. Use the hand tool to pan, move around. I got to do the green and blue. I'll hit escape, get out of the hand tool. And I'm going to go ahead and, again, click on the waffle. I'll right-click on my pen spring, and I'll insert into current design. All right. And then I'm going to click OK. Click on joint, and then I'm going to click on this one in the center here. Use the hand to pan it. Zoom in a little bit using the scroller wheel. Hit escape to get out of the hand tool. Keep going in. I want to get that point in the center. Okay, looks good. Click OK. Let's see if it moved it in there. Okay. Let me right click on. Is it going in the right direction? No, it looks like it's going in the wrong direction. So I'm going to go ahead and yeah, see, it's going mouse over. It's going the wrong direction. So I'm going to right click and edit joint for that one. Now it looks like it's going in the wrong direction. So I'm going to click on flip, and now it's going to go in the opposite direction. So it should be coming out this way. And remember, we went out 0.035, 0.035. Here I'm going to do positive, and hopefully that'll move it in the right direction. Click 0.035. Let me click on this edge here, see how it looks. Okay, it looks like it's good. Now next, I still have to add one to the blue, so let me click on the corner. I want to be able to see the blue. Okay, that looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and right click on pen spring and insert in current design. I'm done in here, so I'll click X. Now I'm going to go to the blue, zoom in on it, looks good. I'm going to click on joint, and I'm going to go ahead and find the spring that I added. Move to the top. Notice I was doing the top part of it. I hit escape to get out of that tool. I'm going to click on the snap joint for the top. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on auto zoom. It zooms to everything. Now I got to zoom in to the blue. I'm going to hit escape to get out of the zoom. Oops, it didn't take. Sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to click. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and click on joint. I need to get click the hand. I need to go so I can see hit escape to get out of the hand tool. Click the center of the snap, the center of that joint, origin. I'll use the hand to pan. All right, zoom in. Okay, hit escape to get out of the hand. I'm going to click on that snap joint. Okay, there we go. It looks like it put it in the right direction. And again, I did it 0.035 distance. Oops, it looks like it went the opposite direction. So I'm going to do a negative 0.035. That'll move it the right direction out. We click OK. Let me click on the house to see how it looks. Okay, so now it looks like it was good. Okay, let me see. Let me double check the blue one. Okay, it looks like there's an issue with the blue one. So let me go in and right click and edit joint again. Let me click on flip. Click OK. Zoom out. Let's see, is that right? Hey, let's do this. Let me go ahead and edit my pen spring. I'm going to go back to my pen spring. And now in the pen spring, I want to be able to see the spring in the middle. So I'm going to click on visible, and I'm going to click on save for the pen spring. Click OK. So, and then now I don't really need to see the origin anymore. So I'm going to hide the origin, and I'm going to do the same thing, hide the origin inside the spring in too. It makes it easier to see, right? It's easier to work with. I'll click on save, click OK. So that's done. And then now when I go back to my pen barrel, notice it wants me to update. It says component is out of date. Click here to update. add a date reference, because after I make change to the spring, we click that, and now it updates it. Now I should, if I did it correctly, I should see all 4 springs, right? Let me make sure I can see all 4 of them. Let's see. Let me look at it head on. Okay, looks like we can see all of them. Looks like we're good. Yep, looks like we're good. All right. Okay, so good. Okay, so now you notice the green one. See how the spring for the green is too much to the left? It doesn't line up with the other ones. Let's double click on the on this one, and we'll move this. All right. We'll see if we change it to a minus 0.35. Oh, I think that may have done it. I think that the green was the most recent one. Click OK. There we go. Now the green lines up with the blue and the black. And let me just spin it around real quick, make sure the red looks good. Good, the red lines up as well. Okay, so I think they're all done. So we can click OK. All right, so that looks good. Okay, the next thing I can do is I want to go ahead and show the pen barrel. So I'm going to click on the eyeball for the pen barrel. That looks good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little waffle here, the show data panel, and I'm going to right click and add the ink cartridge separator. If you didn't upload it, make sure you upload the ink cartridge separator, and I'm going to choose insert into current design. Now I'm going to close the data panel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click OK, leave it where it is. I'm going to click on joint, and I'm going to click the center of this part. And then I'm going to click the actual cylinder right here for the pen barrel. Good, that lines up. Notice the hollowed out shelled part should be sticking out. That's the way we want it to be. It looks good. Now, one of the issues is I want it to be up against the spring inside the pen. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the pen barrel like I did before. So I'm going to click on the eyeball next to the pen barrel. Oops, I missed it. There we go. Now I'm going to offset it. I'm going to move it. Let's see, we'll try 0.7 in the Z direction. Oh, that's the opposite direction, so I'll make it a minus 0.7. Now let me click on the edge of the right here, see how it is? Okay, 0.7 is a little too much, so maybe I'll try 0.69. Okay, 0.69, I'll try 0.68. Okay, that looks good. All right, 0.68 looks like it makes it flush. So we click OK. All right, so that looks good. Now I'm going to click on the pen barrel. Okay, so let me click on the house right here, the home. I think I forgot something. I'm going to click on this flat face here. I'm going to go look at it head on. Let me zoom in real quick. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the pen barrel. So I'll click on the eyeball right there to hide it. Now, if you zoom in on the end, you'll notice that the actual pens should be going through these holes here, but they're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this, the last part that I just added, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right click on the last joint. I'm going to choose edit joint. That's for the ink cartridge separator, and I'm going to change the angle. The angle is set for 180. I think I need to rotate it 45 degrees. 45 degrees. There we go. Now you'll see the actual pens are going through the holes. So I'm going to click OK. Okay. So I click OK. See that? That looks much better. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and show the pen barrel again. I'm going to click on the little eyeball. Let me click on the house. So now we're finished with our pen barrel full subassembly. I'm going to save it. Click OK. Now the last thing I want you to do for this part is I want you to make a drawing of it and then do an exploded view, as well as a parts list. You did that in an earlier activity. Okay, and then go ahead and submit that. Make sure your name is on the actual document.